Battlefield fans have been having a hard time over the past decade or so, waiting years for the next installment, only to wait 2 more years before the game is actually good, and in some cases even playable. I'm looking at you, Battlefield 3 and 4. I can tell you that, as a long-time Battlefield fan, the state of the franchise is deeply depressing. While Battlefield 2042 has now fulfilled the prophecy, and I actually quite enjoy it now, in swoops BattleBit to take a piece of the pie. BattleBit swiftly delivers on the promise of 2042 and so much more. Now, for those of you who have been living under a boulder, BattleBit is a large-scale multiplayer shooter, complete with infantry, tanks, and even helicopters, that has taken Steam by storm. And if you don't believe me, it even became the #1 best-selling game globally on Steam following its release into early access. Perhaps most impressively though, all of this has been masterfully created by a core development team of just 3 people. Supporting up to 254 players, BattleBit is pure chaos at its finest. Man, Roblox has changed since the last time I played. Don't let its low-poly aesthetic deceive you though. BattleBit is not a Roblox Battlefield clone, even though it's hard to argue against it looking like one of those Roblox COD games at first glance. Sure, it looks like cardboard, but the upside to that is that it can be run by cardboard too. Like a transformer, there's more to this game than meets the eye. So, here's why BattleBit is more than just a Battlefield clone, and why it's one of the most satisfying shooters I've ever played. When you hear the name BattleBit, your mind immediately jumps to Battlefield, and I think that's very much the point. The marketing material is very reminiscent of the awesome trailers and splash art that have come to define the series. The developers aren't trying to hide their inspiration. A lot of the coverage surrounding the game so far has also used its similarities to Battlefield as the main draw. Hey, even I'm probably going to title this video something to do with Battlefield. But this influence carries over to the gameplay as well, which trumps Battlefield 2042's 128 player matches, with a staggering 254 players. While this was mostly to the detriment of 2042, it works wonders in BattleBit, though we'll get to that in a moment. There's even a whole garage of vehicles, from Humvees with mounted machine guns to tanks and even helicopters, including both scout and transport variants. Perhaps most importantly, depending on who you ask at least, it also captures the destruction that's core to the franchise, at least the older titles like Bad Company and Battlefield 3. While it certainly is heavily inspired by Battlefield, it's not the game's only inspiration, just the most well-known and instantly recognisable. For me, BattleBit succeeds not because it fills that Battlefield-shaped hole, though it certainly does, but because it expands beyond it, fusing the chaos of Battlefield with the best elements of the tactical, hardcore shooter Squad. For a silly game involving blocky Roblox people and comms like this.
I appear to have parked on top of it.
What the fuck are you doing?
I got this.
You might not expect such mechanically intricate tactical gameplay. Now, I don't expect you to have played Squad or even to have heard of it. Bonus points if you have though, you get a sticker. So I'm going to run through all the neat features inspired by Squad that make BattleBit a surprisingly complex game. I think perhaps the most interesting aspect is actually ammo management. Now, I know this sounds incredibly boring, but it's essential to maintaining the balance, especially in servers with 254 people. Ammo in BattleBit isn't based on a traditional max ammo pool that's pulled from whenever you reload. It's actually based on magazines, just like Squad. When you spawn in, you have a total number of magazines depending on your weapon, class, and armour. Any bullets you fire are expended from the magazine like normal, but when you reload, you'll use a fresh magazine, putting the used one back into your inventory. I should note here that you can also perform a fast reload, which will drop the spent magazine rather than stow it. This is important because if you reload as frequently as I do in nearly any other shooter, you'll be left with an army of half-empty magazines without enough ammo left in each one. Because of this, you're encouraged to consider how much ammo you spend in a fight, and even how often you reload, especially if there's no support nearby to resupply you. I love that you can't see how much ammo you have left either, not unless you manually check how much you've got left. Hold up, look at this. Isn't this amazing? It's so cool! But what do you do if you've got tons of half-empty magazines? Well, that's when I discovered that you can actually take the time to reorganise your magazines. That's right, it's time for ammunition spring cleaning, and you can combine your magazines manually. With an incredibly high time to kill, literally like a shot or two to the old noggin, these ammo management mechanics aren't overbearing, as even a few bullets are enough if you've got good aim. It obviously wouldn't be enough for you then, your aim sucks. I meant other people. Instead, these ammo management mechanics add a layer of complexity that encourages you to consider how you use the weapons at your disposal. This naturally slows down gameplay just enough, which is needed in servers of up to 254 players, all hellbent on wiping out the blocky vermin on the other team. These mechanics are also just really cool. I love the physicality of it, requiring your character to manually check ammo counts with unique animations for each weapon, as well as the rather drawn out and clunky reloads. There's nothing quite like wiping out a small group of enemies before checking if you've even got enough ammo left for their angry friends that are now heading your way. Ammo economy goes hand in hand with cool feature number 2, health management. Like ammo, your health also requires close attention in BattleBit. When you take damage, you won't automatically heal. If you're not already dead, then you'll begin to bleed. Bleeding can be patched up using your supply of bandages. Though this isn't really healing, you're still low on health, you just won't bleed to death. If you want to be healed back to full health, then you'll have to look out for the medic class. Obviously, if you are a medic, then you're a one-person army that can self-heal. Hey, Editing Rory here, using a new mic too, so apologies if it sounds different from the rest of the video. This system has since been changed so that everyone can heal. Once you've used bandages to stop the bleeding, you can use more bandages to heal back to full health. This will not only eat through your limited supply of bandages, but it also takes a millennia and will leave you vulnerable in the meantime, though it's still nowhere near as long as it takes in squad. With this update allowing all classes to heal, it's made other classes much more viable in long, drawn-out fights. However, the medic still has significantly more bandages and can patch themselves or allies up much quicker. In other words, medics are still a one-person army. Medics. But anyway, back to it. Like the impact of the ammo economy, BattleBit's handling of health serves to slow gameplay down and encourage a more tactical and team-oriented decision-making. Unlike most other shooters where you can run around at Mach 10 because you're the god of war with the power to self-heal bullet wounds in seconds, you've got to think ahead if you want to stay alive. Come here, let me show you something. As you can see, BattleBit's map is very similar to Squad's, and that's a good thing. The battle map is incredibly detailed, showing you not only all of the objectives, but also clearly giving you a bird's eye view of the layout of the map. Most importantly though, it shows you the direction your allies are moving in. I know this isn't all that revolutionary, plenty of games have done it before, though Battlefield is yet to get it, mind you, but it has a big impact on how the game is played, at least for me. With 126 other players on the team, you think it would be really hard to understand what the plan is amongst all the bodies and destruction. Well, this detailed map is the key to avoiding an army of headless chickens. Being able to see what squads are active on each objective, as well as the direction teammates are heading in, allows you to effectively work out the plans of each squad, even if you're not in direct communication with them. You might notice a group of players splintering off for a flank, giving you the opportunity to either join them or hold down the front line in the meantime. While the detailed map is a rather small feature compared to everything else I've mentioned, it's one of my favourites in how it naturally promotes teamwork through transparency on team movements and activity. What you end up with in this low-poly fusion of Battlefield and Squad is the best of both worlds. The large-scale, bombastic action of the Battlefield franchise, complete with vehicles and environmental destruction, with the more thoughtful and strategic approach of Squad, without it being a full-blown milsim. I mean, it would be quite hard to imagine a full-on military sim with characters that look like this.
Hey, you medic! I need help. Thank you. Oh, the timing!
But anyway, now I'll never find peace if I don't highlight some of the amazing features in this game, and I would rather like peace, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just some bits and bobs. Some battle bits, you could say.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
That shouldn't go unnoticed. First up, I really have to commend the staggering amount of content in this game, even more so considering just how small the team was. Hi, it's Editing Rory again. I'm about to offer some now out-of-date stats, but I decided to leave the original section intact as it serves to prove my point about how this small team is constantly adding great new maps, modes, weapons and more. In fact, there is currently a teaser for an announcement going to happen, so no doubt this will be out of date by the time the video even reaches you. But anyway, that's part of the point. So, as I'm recording this video, there are actually 6 main modes, with Domination and Capture the Flag being added into the mix. There are now 24 maps, an additional 5 since I recorded the original VO, and there are 46 weapons, with the F2000 being my new favourite weapon. For reference, this is actually nearly 10 more weapons than there are in the new Modern Warfare 3 to 2023. Anyway, back to usual programming. Currently there are 4 main game modes: Conquest, Infantry Conquest, Rush and Frontlines, which you might recognise from another franchise beginning with Battle. And these provide great mode diversity right off the bat, even without any future ones being added. There's also 19 maps, I believe, with even more on the way. For reference, Battlefield 2042 launched with 5 maps, most of which have had to be completely overhauled following the release because of poor design. Obviously, credit where credit is due, BattleBit is a lot less detailed, but it's already got a solid slate of diverse and, most importantly, fun maps to play on.
Alright, whatever you do, don't go out there.
I went out there. I tried to save you.
I'm sorry.
That's alright. Take two. I'll meet you back here soon. And can we just take a second to talk about the night maps in this game? Night maps usually suck. They're often not all that dark and don't impact gameplay, besides making you use an infrared scope, which highlights enemies, actually making it easier. Well, these night maps are dark, as if my soldier's been eating a strictly no-carrot diet for the past 10 years. You'll need to wear night vision goggles if you want to stand a chance, though this will stop you from using certain sights on weapons, including aiming with the more powerful anti-armor RPG. Because of this, these night maps are hectic in all the right ways, encouraging players to push in closer since the longer range optics are ineffective, though tanks and other armor is also more effective. There's also a staggering 44 weapons by my count at launch, with even more on the way. Battlefield 2042 had, I think, just 22 weapons at launch, spread across all the different categories. And with all the attachments to choose from, there's a great deal of variety in terms of what weapon you use and how it handles. This is such a good weapon customization screen. It's got detailed stats, damage fall off. Oh damn, you can even... And I mean, look at this! Mwah. Why can't all games have such detailed customization screens? It even tells you exactly what level you need to be or what challenge you need to complete to unlock everything. Eat that Modern Warfare 2, and your spider web of upgrades You had it right over 10 years ago with Modern Warfare 1, now that they've made 2 of both of them. There's even soldier customization. You can change how your little Roblox man looks, from their evil little face to the individual armor pieces you're equipped with. Each armor option also changes your stats in a variety of important ways, influencing your defense, magazine capacity, and even movement speed. Man, I really hope we don't see operators in the next COD or Battlefield. I want this, even if it means I look like a Roblox character, I don't care. My personal favourite is the Evo, exclusive to the support, that makes me feel like the Max class from Planet Slide 2, thanks to its really heavy armour at the cost of speed, although the content creator armour is pretty cool, gotta get my hands on that. And I can't not mention all the cool little features of BattleBit that bring it all together, like being able to drag bodies. Gone are the days of being revived right in the line of fire to die all over again, as any player can drag your body to cover before reviving you. It's not without its risks, but it's much more effective than reviving players right where they just got shot in the head. I didn't realise it at first, but you can also drag enemies along as well, which has led to some amazing interactions in voice chat.
Boys, get him, boys. Boys, eat him. Get his shot. Get his pants down. Eat him out. Go.
Huh?
Speaking of, there's voice chat, and more surprisingly, people actually use it. You'll have squad leaders barking orders, teammates pointing out enemies, and all kinds of other things that come with having active voice channels.
Triple kill. Triple kill nade.
More nades! Just throw all the fucking nades. Just Behind! More nades!
They're coming from the fucking tunnels!
I think the best feature though is actually the death chat. When you die, you have the opportunity to talk directly to your killer. While I can imagine some people using this for toxicity,
Fuck you.
so far I've only encountered congratulations and people clearly just having fun.
Hello, thank you for heal. You need sucky.
And I think that's been the highlight of BattleBit so far. The seriousness of some of the mechanics, paired with the completely goofy characters and other visuals, have been a breath of fresh air in a rather dry genre, combining the best bits of Battlefield and Squad. And the community that's quickly formed around this game is a testament to that, with players embracing the absurdity and finding genuine enjoyment out of a PvP game. Look, I'm a big fan of PvP games, but it's rare that people are actually having fun. Just ask any Overwatch or Trials enjoyer in Destiny.
Stonewall says, is the suffering easing?
Yep, that's not good.
Most of all though, I hope BattleBit is a wake-up call. I've been pretty vexed by all the major multiplayer shooters over the past few years, all of which have felt like scientific experiments to optimise playtime and push players towards the store. From this mess of an unlock system requiring you to use this weapon that you don't like to eventually get the one you do, let alone all the attachments, to battle passes that require such strict challenge requirements that it feels like a day job. BattleBit ignores all of that. There's no store, no battle pass, no seasonal challenges. It's just a plain old-fashioned multiplayer shooter, and I love it. I just want to relax, unlock a new weapon every now and then, and make the coolest looking square dude I can. I'm just here for shits and giggles, and it's done at least one of those things. I'm gonna try and get you out. Well, that's actually all for today, because I actually really want to hop back into BattleBit. I just wanted to quickly talk about this absolute gem in the hopes that more people will check it out and find the secret sauce to a happy life before it's too late. Hopefully it won't take me too long to edit though. I'll see you all in 200 days for the next video. Stay safe.